Today I will be talking about Canadian work permits. Now, what are Canadian work permits? A work permit is an official document that is drafted by the Canadian government that authorizes a foreign individual the permission for employment within Canada. Work permits have certain conditions, such as the duration and the type of work that can be conducted by foreigners given that work permit. And depending on your situation and the type of work permit you get from the Government of Canada, there will always be conditions imposed upon you. In most cases, you will need a work permit to work in Canada. However, there are some exemptions for this. There are certain types of jobs, if conducted in Canada, do not require foreign nationals to apply for work permits. So it is always better to find out if you are exempt from a work permit, or if you need a work permit, or if you even need an LMIA-based work permit. For example, international students with a valid study permit do not need work permits. However, there might still be conditions imposed on your employment within Canada. And once you have established that you might be exempt or not exempt from a work permit, then you can figure out what kind of a work permit it is that you need, or that is best suited for your situation. As mentioned before, in some cases you will need a LMIA, which is a labor market impact assessment, formerly known as a labor market opinion, or LMO. This can be done by carefully reviewing the list of jobs that are covered and not covered under the LMIA. Now, you may wonder, what is the role of an LMIA with a work permit? If your field is covered by an LMIA, this means that you are not exempt from obtaining an LMIA. This can take a long time, so you want to make sure that you submit a complete application the first time around. An LMIA, or a labor market impact assessment, is an official document attained by employers who would like to employ foreign workers. So this would essentially be your employer that would like to hire you instead of a Canadian. An application is submitted to Service Canada and Employment and Social Development Canada for review. This process is conducted mainly to determine whether a lack of skilled work or labor exists within Canada. Now, if you would like more information on an LMIA application, I have more videos for you at our website. Now, it can be a lengthy process to apply for an LMIA, so there's certain things that you might want to keep track of, or you might want to look out for, and some of them can be recruitment efforts, work condition, education, and so on and so forth. Now, having a positive LMIA does not guarantee that you will also have a work permit, or a work permit will be given to you based on a positive LMIA. An application for a work permit is something that comes after you get your LMIA approved by Service Canada. When you're applying for your work permit in Canada, you have to keep certain things in mind. Your work permit, the information that you give in your LMIA must match the information that you give in your work permit. You must not have a criminal record. You must prove that you're financially stable, so on and so forth. Now, these are some of the things that your application will be assessed based on. Given your application, Immigration Canada may or may not ask for more or less documents, and they can include medical examinations and police clearances as well. As I said in the beginning of this video, there are always conditions imposed on your work permit, no matter what kind of a work permit you have applied for. Some of these conditions include, but are not limited to, the type of work that you are allowed to conduct in Canada, who can be your employer. So you might have an open work permit, or you might have a closed work permit. Duration of your work permit, and the fact that you must leave Canada as soon as your permit expires. Akrami & Associates has assisted many clients with different immigration matters, such as temporary or permanent applications. If you're looking to work in Canada, then you can contact Akrami & Associates. With Akrami & Associates, there's always a way.